There is no doubt that August Schell Brewing Company would have disappeared long ago if not for the dedication and determination of one family over 5 generations. Fortunately, their perseverance made it possible for Ted Marti to transform Schell's from a small regional brewery in New Ulm into Minnesota's largest beer producer.
The absolute lowest, I think, was probably in about 1976 or 77. It was tough, and we ended up actually selling a bunch of walnut trees. We had one of the largest walnut trees in the country and got pretty good money for it. And so we had to start doing those things like that and kind of eke along until sort of the beginning of the craft beer movement.
When Ted became president in 1985, Schell's was among only a handful of regional brewers who had survived a market dominated by industry giants such as Miller and Anheuser-Busch.
We could really see the writing on the wall if we were to continue what we'd been doing, and that was making American lagers that got lighter and lighter and lighter, and then hope we could compete against the giants in the world. We started doing some different things, making heavier beers. We sort of revitalized our Bock beer. So we were able to sort of capitalize on the beginnings of the craft beer movement. We did a lot of contract brewing, and then we were able to phase out of that and do our own, 100% of our own business, and at the same time, basically rebuild this brewery into a very well-equipped, smooth-running machine.
In 2002, after the brewery's resurgence, Ted purchased the Grain Belt brand, making Schell's the oldest and largest brewery in the state.
When we acquired the Grain Belt brand, that was kind of a concern because in the beer business, it's really tough to bring a brand back that's been kind of kicked around. So there was always a risk of, can you really bring a brand back? But there was so much equity in the Grain Belt name and the premium name that it was certainly worth our effort in trying to revitalize it.
Upholding 2 iconic brands, however, isn't an easy task, especially in a market saturated by hundreds of craft breweries. Yet, Ted has found ways to mix the old with the new while staying true to Schell's German heritage.
My oldest son went to brewing school in Berlin, and we've started a sour beer program in a brewery and a new facility away from here. And so all of those beers have been very innovative in. It's an old style from Berlin, Berliner Weiss, but we've put a couple new spins on it, more fruit flavors, more fruit fermentations, more higher alcohol ones, more malty ones, and so forth. So that's sort of a core of our new innovation.
Schell's has also launched a series of new sample packs. Each pack typically includes 2 new beers, allowing the brewery to introduce several different beers throughout the year, as well as bring back those that are successful.
We just started a new, we call it our Frost Hop series. It's a fresh hop, but it's frozen, flash frozen. And so as far as I know, there's nobody else in the country using it. It was developed in Germany.
Whether it's developing new beers, overseeing an expansion, or melding 2 iconic brands, Ted has done it all, leading the brewery through its 5th generation of family leadership and preparing for its 6th.
I've been 100% involved in absolutely everything that was happening here. That's probably the biggest, I think, asset that I bring to the table. That tends to show people that we are 100% involved in the company. I'm not one to pat myself on the back very often, but when I finally do think about it, we've really come a long way.